He kind of insinuates that Epstein was just a means to an end for the foundation, and that a lot of people who cared more about the work that Clinton was doing, they would get involved later. So that's why Bill Clinton stopped hanging out with Epstein.
I thought Mr. Epstein was an interesting man, but I didn't think he was really interested in what I was doing. That is, he asked all these questions. He did ask about economics and politics, as he said he would. And he never asked me anything untoward. It's just that I thought I had done what I promised to do, and he had done what he promised to do. And I thought I'd always, over the years, with these donors, tried not to overstay my welcome. I thought that we'd done enough, and it's time to start working with other people.
Which, side note about Larry Summers before we move on, he has resigned from his academic and faculty appointments at Harvard. So remember, he was then president, but then he was working as a professor, and then the Epstein files came out, and then he gave this whole like weird Epstein lecture to his students.
Some of you will have seen my statement of regret, expressing my shame with respect to what I did in communication with Mr. Epstein.
He also stepped down and parted ways with the New York Times, Bloomberg, and OpenAI. He was on the board, I believe. Yeah. Or some advisory or something like that. But Bill Clinton, interestingly, describes Epstein as a vacuum cleaner.
How would you describe the substance of your conversations with Jeffrey Epstein during the many hours that you spent together on the aircraft?
Well, at first, he really seemed to be like a vacuum cleaner, like he really wanted information. There was nothing overtly manipulative about it. He wanted to know, what did I think of derivatives trading? Did I think that the stock market was properly regulated, or did it need more? And it was great for the first, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 conversations. But I could tell that it was like, you guys are in politics. Don't you ever feel like sometimes somebody's talking to you and then they're just checking the box and they got to go do something else and be somebody else? That's the way I felt.
So if he's saying it felt like Jeffrey Epstein just wanted to say he knew Bill Clinton. Which is kind of alarming. The House committee wants to know if perhaps Epstein was trying to get specific information out of Bill Clinton. That would be a huge concern for national security if, let's say, a trafficker has blackmail against very well-connected, politically one of the most powerful people on the planet. Mm-hmm. What could happen then?
Why did he call him a vacuum cleaner, though?
Just wants knowledge. Just like vacuum cleaning information.
Yeah, but at the same time, he doesn't really care.
Yeah.
He just wants information to be used on other...
I imagine he's like the type where you sit down and it's rapid fire 25 questions. Mm-hmm. And if you don't answer in the way that they think is entertaining or interesting, they just move on to the next person. Is kind of the feeling that I get from his response. Mm-hmm. But they ask, was he ever trying to monetize the relationship, to your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge, he never did.
Did Jeffrey Epstein ever inform or represent to you that he was working with any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States? No. But they show him a picture of a man named Marius Robert, whom Clinton says he doesn't know who that person is. He's like, I've never seen this person in my life. I don't know who Marius Robert is. But they're like, what about the passport photo? He's shown a picture of a passport. They're like, the passport name is Marius Robert. You don't know Marius Robert, but who does the picture look like?
It looks like Jeffrey Epstein.
They explain, the reason I ask you about this specifically is because I do believe that Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence operative. So this was a passport that was actually entered and released by the DOJ. It was found in his safe, if you will. So it's an alias. The reason I ask you that is, given your nature and position, I'm wondering if you were essentially targeted by a honeypot operation and or by intelligence to gather information. Bill Clinton smiles.
Is there a question?
So with that, one of the main people under fire with the new Epstein files release is Howard Lutnick. He's the former New York City neighbor to Jeffrey Epstein.
He's a neighbor?
Yeah, like next door neighbor. And